Hello guys, welcome to today's integrated science video lesson. Today's lesson will be a very interesting one, I promise you that. We hope that you guys are doing fine and are staying safe at home. We also want to encourage you to follow all of the guidelines from Ministry of Health to protect yourself and your loved ones during this pandemic. This video lesson was possible thanks to the collaboration of your science teachers. They are Miss Andrea Gonzalez, Mr. Brian Paz, Mrs. Suemi Barrientos, Miss Shahira Moscham, Miss Marlene Gutierrez, and myself, Mrs. Natalie Keme Tumala. Okay, let's get right into today's lesson. Enjoy!
Today we'll be looking at a new topic. We will be discussing natural disasters. Our objectives for today are 1. Define natural disasters. 2. List 4 natural disasters. 3. Identify natural disasters that affect our country Belize. In order for us to be able to achieve these objectives, we will first look at a little video clip. I hope that you enjoy.
Everyone was warned, but no one listened. A rise in temperature, ocean patterns changed, and ice caps melted. They called it extreme weather. They didn't know what extreme was. In the year of 2019, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and droughts unleashed a wave of destruction upon our planet.
There it is. There it is. This tornado just touched down. Well, we can see it from right here. It's ripping up trees. It's ripping up everything in its sight. If you're above ground, you need to get to a storm shelter or a safe place right now. Centered about 20 miles east of downtown Los Angeles.
Whoa, wasn't that impressive? Let's continue with our lesson for today.
Let's find out the meaning about natural disaster. Natural disaster, an extreme sudden event caused by environmental factors that injure people and damage property. So whatever factor that is caused by nature that will injure or damage property is what we will classify as natural disaster.
Now, the different types of disasters that we may be encountering is, for example, a hurricane. Right, a hurricane is a system of storms that will form together and cause a lot of winds, a lot of damage. Also, along with hurricanes, we experience something like flooding, which is a large amount of water spread from a river or sea that covers an area that is normally dry. Now, if we see here is a picture of this kind of massive flood back in 2016. Very serious stuff. And we also have tornadoes, which happens with an extreme drop in pressure, in atmospheric pressure in the sky, causes a tornado to be formed. We have wildfires, which is something very dangerous. Droughts, which is the lack of rain. Earthquakes, which happen along the tectonic plates, right? So if we live around the tectonic plates, we'll be experiencing earthquakes quite often. Thank God we don't. Volcanoes, with eruptions, ashes, lava. This whole mix-up can be something very scary to live in. We have tsunamis that are as a result of a very large um, body of water coming out of the sea or the rivers as well. These normally happen after earthquakes. We have our winter storms, which is you see here, this is a big traffic jam pileup because of the amount of snow that's on the ground. And then, of course, we have avalanches, which is also a mass of snow, ice, and rocks that slide down the mountains and buries absolutely everything that is in its path. Okay, so these are just a few examples of what natural disasters look like.
Okay, let's look at some natural disasters that significantly affect Belize. We're going to be looking at four major types: hurricane, flooding, drought, and wildfires. Hurricanes. Hurricanes are major storms that form over warm tropical sea ocean. In Belize, we have a subtropical climate. We have a hurricane season that begins from June and ends in November. There have been several hurricanes in the past that have made history due to their catastrophic effects on our country. Hurricane Mitch in 1998 was considered to be the deadliest hurricane to hit Belize. Even though it made landfall in Honduras, it created major damages to various areas within our country. Hurricane Richard in 2010 also affected our country, as well as Hurricane Earl in 2016. But one of the deadliest hurricanes to hit was Hurricane Hattie in 1961. This tracked directly into Belize City and resulted in 307 deaths. It was actually Hurricane Hattie that resulted in George Price and the PUP to relocate Belize City capital to Belmopan. These are just some pictures depicting homes that were destroyed during Hurricane Hattie. Not only were homes and buildings destroyed, but also a lot of lives were lost. Flooding. Flooding is a large amount of water that spreads from a river or sea and covers an area that is normally dry. We normally experience flooding during the wet season, which is also from June to November. This is an aerial view of San Ignacio that was flooded in 2016 and created a lot of damages to buildings and to crops. Drought. Drought occurs during the dry season, which occurs from November up until May, and it is a prolonged period of abnormally low rainfall leading to a shortage of water. This affects the crops, which affects the farmers' income and affects our food supply. Another disaster that Belize faces during the dry season are wildfires. These are fires that are unplanned and burns in natural areas such as forests. They can be created by humans unintentionally, for example when burning garbage, but can also be created by lightning. There are many effects of this natural disaster, but some major ones include loss of animal habitat, death to flora and fauna, and also air pollution, which cause difficulties in breeding.
Okay, now that you have viewed our video lesson carefully, we have a couple reinforcing activities for you. The link to these activities will be shared with you by your teacher, but you can also find it in the description box below. The first activity is a puzzle on natural disasters. You can complete this using your electronic device and then emailing or WhatsApping a screenshot of your complete activity to your teacher. The second activity is a Kahoot Interactive Quiz, which will be live on August 28th at 10:30 a.m. Don't forget to join us! And now for our concluding activity, you are to write a reflective journal and relate any personal experience of a natural disaster. Describe what happened. How did you feel? How did you manage to stay safe? That's it for today, guys. We would love to know what you think of today's lesson. Leave a comment down below. If you like today's lesson, give it a thumbs up and share it with your classmates. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so that you don't miss any of our future videos. Thank you for watching.